So now we're going to talk a little bit about neuroscience. I'm going to go into a discussion about emotions, and then Michael's going to show you a couple more examples of that. Did you want to start off by talking about our squirrel?
Okay, yeah. So, well, Brian is going to explain this in much more detail, but basically the reason why we showed the squirrel here is because the squirrel is a mammal too, like we are. And what's going on with inside the squirrel's brain here is very similar to what's happening with your customer. So again, this has nothing to do with intelligence. We're not suggesting that your customers have the intelligence of a squirrel at all. Just want to put that disclaimer out there. But what we are claiming is that it's basically the same deliberation is going through, if you could call it that, on an unconscious level. So we could compare the beam here to the funnel, and we can say that the seed we got here is basically the landing page or the offer, and then the squirrel is the user. And so the squirrel is feeling emotions here, and Brian is going to talk more about that, but there's some chemicals in his brain that's causing it to have some emotional reactions here. And it's basically a survival task here. The squirrel can see that there is something tasty, some food that's good for its survival right in front of it, and that is propelling it towards that. But at the same time, there's a big scary human, a threat there holding it. So there's also part of the squirrel which is very aware that this might potentially be bad for its survival, and it's basically struggling between those two. The potential of getting something good and the potential of basically punishment, carrot or stick. And this is very, very similar to the way that your users will go through your funnel and approach your offer. All right, Brian.
All right. So let's now talk about motivation of squirrels and users. So one thing that neuroscience has to offer, far beyond psychology, is a much more precise understanding of how emotions work and exactly what they are. And so when we look at emotion from a neuroscientific perspective, it literally is synonymous with the word motivation. And at this point, I struggle to tell the difference between the word motivation and emotion. Motivation and emotion, they're literally the same thing. And so an emotion is what happens when our body reacts to any sort of threat or opportunity. Our brain is getting us ready to take an action.